Kirsty, please.
Well, your opposite number, Neil Warnock, has been speaking this morning. I just wanted to start by getting your thoughts on a couple of the things he said about you. He was very complimentary. He said you've done a great job, you're a lovely man. And the best bit was he said that you're his missus's favourite manager.
I respect a lot Neil and I admire him. We met before, we had tough games against Cardiff, but we had a chance to clarify all the issues that we had, and I really admire him and respect him a lot.
So you're popular with his missus, as he called her. The big question is Neil Warnock just as popular in your household?
I never asked my missus about that, but what I can say about him is I admire him a lot, and what he does is amazing. The way he achieved last season the promotion, the way he competes, always prepared his teams to fight, and this spirit is admirable, and a lot of well done for him. But tomorrow we're going to compete again, we're going to fight for the same goals.
So he's certainly not going to soften you up ahead of tomorrow with those words.
No way, he does not.
And he's a big character. Do you think that often helps him in terms of his management, in the way he gets his players going? And
I think it's his character. I didn't have the chance before, but what I saw last season and this season, it's his character. He's a natural competitor. So am I, and the way we look at things that you must do everything that you can to help your team to win.
Now, in terms of winning and getting back to winning ways, obviously a disappointing night during the week. You're back at home now, though. It's the first time in a while. Should that give your players a bit of a lift?
It's important. We've been away from Molino for some games now. Now we come back home. It's always very, very nice to play at Molino with the support of our back, and knowing that our fans are going to be behind the team and help us to compete the best way that we can. It's going to be a very tough game tomorrow. Very, very tough.
You don't like to look back too much, but you'll have had time to reflect and look back at that defeat against Huddersfield. Can you pinpoint exactly what went wrong? I mean, you hear some people from the outside saying, oh, perhaps Wolves took it for granted because Huddersfield were struggling so much. Is that fair to say?
No, it's not fair at all. That was not what happened, and will never happen, because we always approach the games the same way. No matter what opponent, we always want to compete and prepare well the game. When you play not so good, when you don't perform, we are not able to achieve the result, and that's what happened in Huddersfield. We didn't compete the best way that we can. Huddersfield was strong, and they beat us, and they were better than us that evening.
A lot has been said about some of the great results you've had against some of the bigger teams, but the fact that perhaps you've found it harder to come by those results against teams towards the bottom of the table. Can you look at that and think why that's happened? Is it an issue?
I looked at it many times, and if I had the answer, that will not happen. But it's a game. It doesn't matter, like I said, it doesn't have to be with your opponent. It's about you're not able to perform the way we want, the way we prepare. It seems it's been like that. But honestly, if I had the answer, if someone had the answer to that questions, it would be good if they can help me.
Do you therefore, because obviously Cardiff are another team down there battling for points in the relegation zone, do you perhaps go into this game now considering big changes in terms of the personnel on the pitch or the way you approach the game?
The way we approach is not going to change. We prepare it and we are ready for it. In terms of who's going to play, we already made our decisions, and usually I don't do it, but to avoid any kind of things, John Rule is going to play tomorrow, because we consider that is the right moment to prepare him for what's coming in front of us. That's the only detail that I can say.
Why have you decided?
Because in 2 weeks time, we're going to play the FA Cup, and John Rule is going to be on goal. So we consider this is the right moment for him to get some time competition, and
obviously have a lot of confidence in him, though.
We have a lot of confidence in the three goalies that we have. Rui's been playing. John has been playing the cup. We have Will Norris that until now didn't have a chance to play, but in terms of confidence, 100% on three.
Another player that people have been talking about, Adama Traore, an unused substitute during the week. What does he need to do? Does he need to do any more to get more into your thinking in terms of getting more game time?
He will have his chance naturally. He's improving. Adama came after we started the season. He's been helping the team a lot, sometimes not so good as we wish. But the most important thing is that he's been putting a lot of himself to try to improve and naturally have his chances. The thing that we don't do, and I personally don't agree, is even though a player doesn't have time of competition, you cannot let him by himself. We have to stick with the player, help him, trying to, in the training session, push him. Not only with Adama, all the players that doesn't have so many minutes, it's important to stay alongside them, to help them, because they show before all the quality and talent that they have, and we want them for the future, because with such a small squad that we have, all the players are so important.
So you're convinced he's got the quality to come through, and
all the players in the squad have the quality. You have to realize that the momentums of the players are not linear. They have up and downs, and when they have these downs is the moment that us as coaches must be so important for them to really help them. And we've been trying to do it with Adamo, with Elder, with Vinagre, with Morgan, with Saiz, with Cav, all these players that doesn't have so many minutes. You have to stick by them, help them every single day.
And in terms of your players, we've been talking about your team. Do you have any injuries?
No, everybody's okay.
Just finally from me, Cardiff obviously lost their last two. They've leaked 8 goals in that time. But how difficult can they be on their days? Is this a game you can go into thinking they're going to roll over and you know they're weak at the back?
No way. We know that. We felt that before last season, the first game in Cardiff. It's going to be very, very tough. They are a tough team. They are very aggressive. They have speed in front. Very dangerous on set pieces. You have to look at all the details of Cardiff and prepare them well. Thank you.
No, it's very interesting what you were just saying about the players who haven't had much game time, and you obviously work very hard with them. Is that just talking to them, building up their confidence? Is that what you mean?
No. Stick them by, stick alongside them, stay with them, realizing that in these moments, these are the players that we're not having, but before there were another ones, and we were able to lift them up and improve their performance, and realizing that the player cannot ever left by himself. It's not, how can I say, it's our responsibility as managers and coaches to work together to improve. I will not ever abandon a player, ever.
That's very striking, because I think sometimes people assume that if a player hasn't had much time in the team, that for some reason he is not liked, not preferred, and you're obviously going to a lot of trouble to make it clear that's not the case.
No, it's not the case. It's the momentum, what the team needs, the momentum of the player. Why in these moments you are choosing some options, but knowing that you need them. We have 16 players, so everybody's important. And us as managers, as coaching staff, we really work hard to improve the player that in these moments are not having minutes. Stay with them, help them, give them solutions, train them, prepare them, because what we want is their top performance and their top talent in the team, inside of the team.
I suppose you are, well, I could think of a couple of examples straight away who prove that point this season, don't they? Dendoncker, who had to wait a long time and he's now been playing regularly. Saiz played a number of games in a row having waited a long time. I suppose that, in a way, that proves the point to the other players. Look.
And the other way around also. For example, Elder started the season very, very well. He made, I don't know how many starting 11s in a row. He was one of the most important players in that moment. Now we realize that he's not in his best moment. What you should do. The talent is there, the quality is there. He wants. Let's work together. Let's put him back again.
Thank you. That's interesting. Thank you.
Cameras off, please. James?
With John